what was that? Was that a shambles or was it a big mess? It was just one of those games that you just want to hide under your hat, think about Steve Perriman and Glenn Hoddle like I do, and just then maybe lift it up a little bit, then put it down again. Well, Kuba, what's your angle on that? What you just witnessed?
Or is anybody watching first? If not, we can just sit here in silence. That'll do.
Well, I hope people will join us because I'm presuming that Jessie sent her lot over to us. So hopefully, even if one person tunes in, it's all right.
I wouldn't even say it was a performance tonight. It was just nothing. It's just like players don't even believe in what they're doing. That attack was woeful. They're going to get the usual things about set pieces costing us and things like that. But that's not the problem for me. You look at the way we attack; it's pathetic.
It really is.
I mean, who do I pick on first? There's so many players who are way below what you'd expect from a Premiership footballer.
You know what I mean?
I mean, let's take, for example, Brennan Johnson. Well, that's a good start for me. Big money signing. Lots expected from him. He's got that potential, and there's little glimpses of him doing something. Tonight, what did I see? First meaningful thing he did was run at the defender and just blast it at him. Straight at the defender. It's like, can you not see that player is in front of you and between you and the goal? And he's like he thinks they're going to move out of the way or something. So why are you doing that? That showed me a player that doesn't have any belief in their own ability. Cucurella had him in his pocket the rest of the night. Yeah. The only time he actually beat him or put in a cross, he dinked a little cross out into the touch for nothing. Another one where he did actually get some space, got towards the byline, and he cut it back so far and just this chipped cross to the edge of the area. What's good is that to anybody? If when it's in the air like that, you've got to attack it with your head. You're not going to score from the edge of the area with a header. So if he put it across the ground, somebody might have had a chance, but nothing like that. And every time he got to do something, he failed to deliver anything worthwhile. And he was like that all night. Didn't look like he can beat his man. He's got to be one of the slowest pace speed merchant I've ever seen. So that was nothing. Other side, Sonny was no better. He was completely marked out of it by a youngster. Gilchrist looked a better player than Sonny did. And in the middle, we had Richarlison, who was absolutely static, didn't move for anything. But even if he did, it wouldn't have mattered because the ball wouldn't arrive. So you have nothing there. Kulusevski, again, I don't see what he does in that position. People think he can play a number 10. I've yet to see it. I just don't think he has any sort of real guile in his play at all. And then we had a failing midfield to back that up. Starr did his best trying to get up and down the pitch, but he really was pretty much out of it as far as I could see. Romero looked our best goal threat for yet again, which is pretty shocking. Van der Ven, such a hit and miss on his performance overall. You know, some things you sort of question, but he has his usual recovery pace and he's important. So for me, the only other player doing anything, couldn't fault Vicario either. He had no chance in either goal. But other than that, the only player that looked even vaguely capable of doing something was Porro to me. At least he's capable of delivering a cross, which none of the others seem to be able to do. Not that we had anybody there to meet it anyway. So it was just a dreadful performance. No desire, no grit, no determination, no invention when going forward, no little bits of magic. There's no spark at all in this team. They could come out wearing tin foil in a thunderstorm and there still wouldn't be any spark. So I just thought it's kind of that end of season performance you expect when players are thinking about the beach. And this is playing against Chelsea. It's unacceptable.
True.
The questions are going to get asked about Ange as usual, but for me, this is something we've seen time and time again under different managers now. I think we've got a club that accepts this kind of thing as a standard thing every few matches. There's real problems here. We've got to change this squad up massively as far as I'm concerned. I said last summer, as far as I was concerned, we only had 7 players worth keeping. I'm not so sure it's that high now.
Yeah.
Might only be 5.
0.7.
Yeah, so there we go. But overall, though,
Get rid
what
of
was there to take? What was there to take out of that
I'll play
performance?
Cooper. You play goal and I'll play striker. Come on.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
We'll give it a go. I'll tell you what, we would put in a better performance than that shambles that I've just witnessed. I mean, Højbjerg came on and gave the ball 3 times away. I couldn't believe it. Well, I could, because that's what he's normally doing lately. Right?
Yeah.
It's just
it was his first
off the pace. He doesn't look the same player. No. They rushed him back. He wasn't ready. He's not even ready now. He tried to do a few things, but no. I mean, he's got class Bentoncourt, but he just looked out of his depth. And then Maddison, very, very poor again. 3 shots he done, all powder puff. One went flying over the bar. Never linked up very well. Brian Hill, I could blow him over like a feather. And he'll fall over.
He still managed to put in 1 decent cross, which was more than Brennan Johnson did.
Yeah, all match.
Otherwise, you're right, though. That's all he did, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But the team, they're not gelling, aren't they? And the forwards, there's no guile there. There's no fight. The midfield, anonymous, really. So, like you said, Saar was trying. He was trying to get on the ball and it wasn't going for the lad. It was just one of those games that we were just pants, total pants.
Yeah.
And like Chelsea didn't really have to break sweat to win the match, did it really?
No, I mean, that whole first half, all we were doing was waiting for them to score.
We're running around in circles, passing it back, passing the buck. Yeah. No one wants to take a shot anymore. Where have all the shooters gone in the team? I mean, like Sonny, he was like pelting them in for the last 3 or 4 seasons. But from the corner, from like 18 yards, 20 yards, 25 yards. Now he's scared to shoot. He had a couple of opportunities where he could have shot.
Did he though? I don't think he really got that chance.
He just was too slow moving the ball across. And then the opportunity went because they closed him down. But the whole performance was pretty flat for me.
Like you said, with that lack of chemistry up front, you can see it so often in so many matches lately. There's no little 1-2s going along, players on the same wavelength. It's all gone. We knew we were going to miss Harry Kane, but this just highlights it beyond belief. These last few games.
So we'll have to send an SOS out for Harry Kane to return. We've lost. You know what? We don't win anything with Harry Kane, but we look a much better team and we can actually score goals. Yeah. I heard the commentator said we scored as many goals as last season already. So I think 67 goals we've scored, or 65, one of the two. But either way, we're leaking them in at the other end. We've let in 5 in the last 2 games. And then prior to that, another 4 to Newcastle. That's 9. That's an average of 3 per game, which is just not good enough. And if we make Europa League, we'll be lucky. Because I think we have to get 2 more wins to secure it, don't we? We've got Liverpool next, which notoriously we always lose. I think we've won 1 game in about 100 years now. I may be exaggerating a bit, but
a little bit. It's not far off.
It's not far off, is it? I think the last time we won, I think maybe Klinsmann scored or Garth Crooks scored.
Garth Crooks scored the winner in 85. Klinsmann in 94, was it?
Yeah, I think
something
so.
Like that.
And got a winner, yeah. But it's so disappointing, Cooper, to see your team play like that, and the manager on the side. He was so animated. He was so cross at them. Like not moving the ball quick enough. Romero from defence, right? Sonny made a couple of good runs again, and he never found him. He's like reluctant to pass to him, but just give the ball quicker, right? Yeah. I'm not picking out Romero because he had a pretty decent game in comparison with the rest of them, and he should have scored at the far post. He was a little bit off balance, and he couldn't quite get his head round it. But that's where you have to set yourself, Cooper. When you anticipate the ball coming, and you're too late moving. So, yeah,
He'll be disappointed he missed that, but at least he did get himself into that position. Got his head on it.
Yeah.
So that's more than any of the other players were doing.
Right, so we got 20 people. I don't know if it's 20 individuals joined us in the chat, but we might as well start on the chat because like they're waiting for us to sort of butter them up and say, look, it's not all that bad.
Because everybody's going to be in a really fun mood.
Yeah. Listen, like we're doing the mop-up show for Jose. He's on the elections. We're on the mop-up. And like we've got so many people in. Like we've got Destiny 5. He's saying, let me just show that. Han been done.
Unfortunately, yeah, he was poor. There's no getting away from it.
I was saying in Irish Hotspur, piss poor, but I won't go there. Everybody was putting poo emojis and pretty shit really. Like Adrian Schroker saying, "Good evening, Ellie and Kula et al." Yeah.
Good evening, Adrian.
Good evening, Destiny 5. Hi guys, I think we're all fed up now. Yeah, we are. We just want to get on the beach, and hopefully we won't bump into any of them. If I do, we kick them in the goolies.
like I said earlier, I was kind of done a few weeks back with this with the squad. I know what to expect from this team now, and I know it's not going to get fixed till the summer, and then that's hopeful, isn't it?
Yeah, because what we do traditionally, we buy one or two, not even two marquee signings. They're just signings. They're not just to fill the gaps. Madison, you can consider him a marquee signing, but the second half of the season since his injury, he's been total pants. I don't even want to mention his name. And I know this channel, well, Talk and Ball especially, they've got a song in his honour. So I think maybe, Colin, I think you should be taking that song down, mate. Now Destiny 5 saying Cole Palmer is 21, Johnson is 24 nearly. There you go. Look, Cole Palmer.
What a difference.
Yeah. I mean, he done one fantastic free kick and it led to a goal. Did you see, though, like Højbjerg was trying to clear it, right? And Højbjerg got bumped by Sonny. And it was just a calamity. Everything they did. Like Thomas Bradley, good evening. Unacceptable performance. Manager doesn't seem to know how to set us up. I wouldn't say that. I think he set them up, right? I mean, he tried to change it up a bit because when you think about it, Madison Coover, he's been off form. He deserved to feel those splinters on his arse, didn't he? He really did, because he's been pants. And, when a player's off form like that, it's best to give him a wake-up call and put him on the bench and hopefully he'll come on and affect the game. But he didn't. When he did... When I say he didn't, he tried, but he was just not there. Everything he did didn't come off. Oh, it's so disappointing.
I mean, things like, bringing on those three substitutes, basically refreshing the midfield. That's a big move. And it still didn't really do a lot. We looked a little bit better for it, but all the chances we did create there were really nothing chances. So many little daisy cutters travelling at about 5 miles an hour. And shots taken on that weren't really on in the first place. You can blame the manager. Well, ultimately he is the one there picking the team and doing the tactics. So if you like, blame him. But I don't see who else was going to do anything with this squad at the moment.
You know what I mean?
There's too many players badly off form or just not good enough in the first place. I think Chelsea are much more at it. They have been in quite a few games this season. Their fans are on their manager's back, and they're putting out some really good performances, but not getting the rewards. We're not even doing that. We are playing poorly. I've never seen such a lack of imagination with the Spurs side when it goes to attacking. It's one thing we usually manage, but not this time. The only reason we scored all this amount of goals this season, as far as I'm concerned, is because we put so many players forward. It's cost us goals at the back, but it's the only compensation we could have for Kane got missing.
Do you know what's disappointing as well, Kuva? We try to walk the ball in and there's too much faffing about and not enough precision. When you score a goal, you're carving open their defence and then you carve them open and then the last final ball is rubbish. So you don't even give your player a chance to score. Like walking it in, just fire the bloody ball in. Shoot. Everybody's saying shoot, and nobody's shooting.
At least a while back, you used to think if Sonny got the ball at his feet, you'd think we might have a goal here. You don't even get that feeling now, do you?
You don't. You just think he's going to faff it, or just pass the buck. Like he switched it, didn't he? Brought Brian Hill, and then he put Sonny in the middle because Richarlison, you can see he's not fit. But even when he's fit, he's not a top player.
No,
he's not going to get you to the top of the league, is he? Come on. We need a whole refresh, but I can't see him buying more than 3 or 4 players in the summer. If that, probably might stretch it to 5, but it'll be
it's hopeful, isn't it?
Youngsters.
I mean, some of these players we've got to get rid of. Who's going to buy them?
Do you know what I mean? We'll have to give them away or rip up their contracts. Especially not on Belly. When he comes back, I'm going to be at the training ground videoing it because he'll be all in his clobber. He'll slouch out, and then he'll probably fall on the floor and crawl to the training centre. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Right, Drew La, she pleases.
Big up, Drew La.
Look at that, big up. Evening, Auntie El Coover and chat. You know what I mean? Dunham Min, yeah. Then there's another one. And then Drew La again. What an embarrassing performance, yes. Terrible. Destiny 5, without BDV, it would have been 5-0, probably, because his pace gets us out of trouble a lot of the time. And then we've got Drew La saying, we can't blame Ange for that shit show. Well, what do you think of that? Can you blame him a little bit, Coover?
They've all got to take responsibility, haven't they? It's the manager that's supposed to be preparing the team for the matches, and if players aren't going onto the pitch with a sense of urgency, which they weren't in the first half, who do you blame for that? I think managers got to take some sort of blame for it, but then again, so are the players. If they can't be up for a game against Chelsea, bloody hell! I mean, they should know what this means to the fans, and there's just nothing there. It was embarrassingly bad. Bar the odd one or two.
Yeah, some of our fans hate Chelsea even more than Arsenal. Yeah. I mean, I'm old school. I hate Arsenal. I don't like Chelsea, but I just hate Arsenal. They can go.
Hate both. Play it safe.
Yeah. We'll hate them both, yeah. And Liverpool as well when we play them. They'll probably batter us as well. Destiny 5 saying Ange needs to swallow his pride and learn to play that what's up in front of you gives our players no chance. Well, I don't know, because I think Chelsea, they weren't that brilliant tonight, but they just did enough to beat us, They didn't really break sweat. I don't know. I feel very disappointed. You know what? I'm going to move on in a minute and not talk about Spurs. We'll talk about other things. Lee Richards saying 3 defeats in a row, and it will be 4 Sunday after we go to our graveyard at Anfield. We're lucky we got Burnley and Sheffield United left, or we'd miss out on the top 6. Do you know what? I always thought this make Champions League, right? But it's getting further and further away now because I think Aston Villa, they've hit some form. All right, they drew the other day, didn't they? But they beat Arsenal at the Emirates, and they look very, very impressive, Coover. I mean, where do you see us finishing, Coover? Where do you think we're going to?
I think we're actually starting to look over our shoulders now at Man United. So this could be worse. I think 6th, 7th, 8th. It's going to be one of them. It won't be any lower than that, obviously. But I honestly don't know how we're going to win again till the end of the season. This team looks finished. It looks completely washed up.
Yeah. There's no fire in their bellies, And when they're passing the ball, it's like pedestrian, and they're not zipping the ball away. Like I said, they're trying to bloody walk the ball in the goal. Where's the art of shooting gone?
Well, you look at the start of the season as well. 3 of the big players for us in the start was a doggy being absolutely playing beyond his years on the left flank, real powerhouse. And then you had Bissouma driving from the back there with this looking like an absolutely insanely good player. And then Maddison looking like player of the year already.
Yeah.
And all three of those, a doggy out injured, the other two are just shadow of themselves. They're gone. You rip that out of the team that depends on them. We haven't got anybody to back them up. There's no alternative. So we're just gone. We're struggling.
Yeah, and I've just seen John Fitzpatrick's comment. Yeah, it's quite sad, really, when a fan like John Fitzpatrick is so, like he's saying, just not good enough. The club is rotten from top to bottom. Doesn't matter who manages at this club, they will fail. Yeah,
I agree.
it's true. And I heard somebody went to the training ground and they told me that it's like everything about Spurs' history is tucked away, on the sixth floor. And there's no aura about the place. It looks like a corporate airport. It's like an airport on a corporate scale, and everything's it doesn't smell like a successful football club when you go in.
You know why all the memorabilia is tucked away though, don't you?
Yeah,
it embarrasses Enoch and
embarrassing. Yeah, it embarrasses them. And they've even changed the motto to "Dare is to do." They put "Dare to dream." I mean, what's that all about? And you know what makes me sick is they play "Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur," and my name is McNamara.
What glory? Yeah,
what glory. Yeah, gory. Not they should put "Gory, Gory, Tottenham Hotspur." Pad the pub shots. True.
Yep.
Steve D, welcome in the chat, Steve D. I love this man. Well, that was a trifle disappointing, but at least we know we don't have to set piece problem according to Ange. Can't lie, I'm sceptical, but don't think changing manager again is the answer. It's true. We keep on chopping and changing. Let's stick with this guy and let's see what he can do, because he's frustrated as well as us, because he doesn't send them out to play like that. He sends them out with a message to play quick football, move the ball quickly, move into space, have a shot. Flipping every time we pass it across the 8, there's a player ready to shoot, and we don't find him. We're working it to the side and then working it down the line and trying to get it across for a tap in. Who wants to score? We want to see entertainment as well. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We're supposed to be the most entertaining team. Maybe we haven't won anything under them, but we've always entertained. We've had fabulous players like Janola, Sheringham, Gaza, Hoddle, Ozzy Ardiles, Klinsmann, Sheringham. All these fantastic players have played for the club. Mickey Hazard. You can reel them off. They'll be like looking at that and thinking, what's happened to our club? Gone right downhill, Coover. So disappointing. Yeah.
I mean, even if we address this, well, obviously Ben's putting it there because he's lost his rag about the set pieces.
Yeah, I suppose
a lot of people have. But supposing we did have the set piece coach in, it doesn't make it perfect either. We're still going to concede some, and if you're going to concede even one in a match, it doesn't matter if you're offering absolutely nothing when you go forward. The other team hasn't got anything to worry about ever, so they can just take their time. They know there'll be some sort of mistake happening. It doesn't matter whether it's a set piece or not. I mean, I suppose it gets highlighted because that seems to be so often happening at the moment. But fair enough. I think there's way more problems than just that. That isn't going to fix what's wrong with the club. It'll help, but we're terrible. We're actually playing bad football now.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the season, we were rocking. And then by the middle of the season, it was from that Chelsea game, really. It just went to pants after that. And then we picked up again. And then we went to pants. Then we picked up again. It's no consistency in the way we're playing.
I don't even think we really picked up that much, did we?
Yeah, like when I say we picked up results. Right? We didn't play particularly well. Yeah. We didn't play particularly well when we were getting the good results. I remember when we played Brighton, I went with Phil P. Woo! Right? Where is he tonight? Is he undercover like me? He's probably he's wallowing like this.
If he's got any sense, he'll have picked up some nice bit of food and a drink and gone home. And
do you know what I mean? Yeah, but I remember being with him at the Brighton game, and we played more shocking than we did tonight. right? And that's saying something, but we were really bad against Brighton. And they were like popping the ball about, doing their Brighton thing. And I thought, why can't we play like this? Even though they lost the match, they didn't deserve to lose the match. And Brennan Johnson got a tap in from Sonny's cross right at the death. So I'm just really, but I'm so shocked the way we're playing. Well, like, I'm not shocked. I expect it now, but I'm just disappointed with the way we're playing, because this is supposed to be Ange ball. Ange ball, it's not there, is it?
No,
It's like
not
anger ball. It makes us
not not
angry.
even remotely there, is it?
Yeah,
There's just nothing. The overhaul that's needed at this club, I think, is so extensive. This it's not even a 3-year plan; it's more like a 5-year plan. I
yeah,
think we're going to be in the wilderness for 2 or 3 years minimum.
yeah. Because look, Arsenal, right? They slowly getting better, right? Last year and the year before, we stopped them the year before. We got fourth instead of them. But then the next year, they finished second to Man City, and they're leading the league for a large chunk of it.
Yeah,
And now this year, they've always been up there, and they're number one at the moment. And they've just beaten us, so it's like horrible. I mean, Burnley see fight for their lives. They will beat us probably. If we play like that, they're going to beat us.
we literally do need to take a leaf out of their book, get a manager in place, and just sit back and just say, these next couple of seasons, all we got to do is work on how we play, and then just keep improving after that. It's what Arteta did. He got a
Yeah,
lot of stick for it the first 2 seasons. They all wanted him out as well. Um, we're going to see that whoever the manager is here right now at this point in time is going to struggle like hell. We've already seen it with Mourinho and Conte, and if they
yeah,
can't get something out of the pull a rabbit out of the hat, who is? I
yeah,
don't think it's down to the manager now. It's way more deep rooted. Just got to get They've talked about it before. The culture at the club. I'm seeing that all the time. It,
yeah,
even as far back as Sherwood when he was in manager, he wasn't a great manager, but he did have some really good points he made. He talked
yeah,
about the team being you can't be everybody's mate all the time. Sometimes you've got to drag things out of players around you, get nasty, and
yeah.
we just don't see it, do we? At
No,
this point, I'd almost be pleased to see a couple of our players having a punch up because it mattered, but you don't see that.
I know. And maybe blood some youngsters now, because the worst we can get is Europa League, really. Because top six is Europe. The fifth and sixth is Europa, and seventh is conference, isn't it? But I saw them huddled at the beginning. I thought, well, Sonny's having a good old chinwag. And Angela commented to me, look, they're all in a circle, but no one's really like Vicario was more vocal than Sonny, I saw. Right, but they're all huddled like they're like a unit. And then when they go and play, they don't play like a unit. They play like perfect strangers to one another. There's no fluidity, there's no continuity in their play. There's no drive to like really affect the game and get his teeth into the game and dominate it in a way that the possession football is nice, right? But if you're just passing past and it's not leading anywhere, that's how it
Yeah,
felt.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God,
And
Lee
and I
Richards.
think what's worrying me now is some of the signings we have made, like Johnson. If
Yeah.
he's not good enough, we spent big money on him. No,
47 million, wasn't
no,
it?
nobody's going to be buying him from us for that same amount of money.
No.
So either we stick with him, which is what I think we're going to do. But
Yeah.
to me, he doesn't look like he's gonna. I don't see where his rich vein of form is going to come from. I don't see a player that's going to blossom into a really dangerous winger. I,
No.
I,
I don't
he
see that
still
either.
looks like a youngster the way he plays.
Yeah. He's not learnt the game properly, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So Lee Richards is saying, what bothers me is since the Villa game, when we had every incentive to crack on, we've imploded. Coover was right. We're on the beach. We probably make top six, but I'm getting very, very worried about next season. Now, so I'm just thinking we've got to scout some really decent players, don't we? We're not scouting. We're bringing Destiny Udogie, yeah. He's a fantastic player, but he's injured now for the rest of the season. Even he wasn't playing that good in the last few games, but he's been a revelation when I've seen him play. He presses so well. He joins the attack. The only thing I would fault him on in the last few games, he was a bit lazy getting back. Yeah, but he's probably thinking Van der Ven and mop everything up. But you can't rely on him to do everything. It's not fair on the lad, right? And then we've got, is that the end of that chat? I think it is. Anyway, I wanted to move on from football and let's get down to the nitty gritty. This is the mop-up show, everybody. You can ask me or Coover anything you want within reason. Keep it clean. If you want to bring some women into it like you normally do, you men, you always say who's the best looking woman. Yeah, you can do that, but keep it clean and keep it a little bit mean if you want. You can be a little bit mean. We don't mind a little bit of mean, right? And I was just going to see Rob Belcher because he's saying it highlights the woeful inadequacy of certain players. Even Anne showed animation. We were that bad. Yeah, because he's normally not less vocal, isn't he, Cooves?
Yeah.
He stands there really. What I said to Chang this morning, I think when he's on the touchline, I think he's parading to see who's going to cut and who he's going to fight for him. Because there's players that are more technical, but if you're not fighters, I don't think Ange likes you. He wants players that are going to play for him, right? And I think we're going to see quite a few surprise exits when the summer comes. I'm not saying 100%, but I think maybe Basuma might be one of the ones going to be chopped. I don't know, because he's not playing well. And even tonight, he done a few good things, but that's not the Basuma I know. The Basuma I know drives with the ball and affects the game. Yeah, and he's in everybody's face. He's just like lost his mojo. But he wasn't the only one. I think you can't pick out a player who played well. Maybe in some parts, he brought the ball out very well when he gets his speed merchant on. But the free kick that they scored from, right? It was Emerson who gave the free kick away. And then even Gary Neville commentated on it. Like Van der Ven, all he had to do is step 2 yards back so that he can affect the game and stop the player from scoring that goal. Because he's a big lad. You can clear it. But he's in the middle of the ruck when it comes across and he ain't got no chance.
Yeah, they managed to take a couple of steps back just before the free kick went in.
Yeah,
but
there was
didn't.
2 of them. There was 2 of them waiting for it. If Chalobah missed it would have gone to the other player.
That one's purely down to bad set play coaching.
Yeah, true.
I think the other one's more forgivable because ball coming off the crossbar is a bit of a lottery where that's going to go. We did at least get 2 players running back to it, and Jackson just read it better than the others did. I'll give him that. He did well with what he had to do, but
he used his neck muscles, didn't he?
Yeah.
We were done by 2 headers. That's unusual. And against Arsenal, Højbjerg scored with a header in his own goal, and then Havertz scored a header, and then the 3rd goal, it was like Davis was busting his gut, and he recovered, but he didn't show him on the outside, and he just cut back and scored quite a simple goal, really. It's easy for him to score once he'd cut back. Disappointing. But what can we say? Side Dancer 83, welcome to the chat. Hi everyone, what a wonderful night. Yeah.
If you're a Chelsea fan, it probably is.
If you're a Chelsea fan. John Fitzpatrick saying all our forwards offer nothing. Yeah. We lack any quality in attack. Very true. Very true.
Totally.
Yeah, Steve D.
Like I said, Romero and Porro looked our best forwards.
Yeah, and maybe Sonny's coming to the end of his, career now because I think maybe 1 more year he's going to get, or maybe 2.
Oh,
Sonny's a bit like Paul McCartney. He says, absolute legend in his prime, but painful watching him perform now. But he's still got 15 goals and 9 assists. That's pretty decent.
I think Sonny would be better if he's actually got some decent players with him again.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the mantle of being the team's captain and main goal scoring threat. It's probably just a bit too much for him now.
There was a little spark there with Madders when they had good lot of interchanges in
Yeah.
the attack. You could see there's an understanding there and a mutual respect. And they linked up quite a few times, 2 or 3 times on the box. And Madder's done a particular really good flick that got him on his way, but nothing came of it, I'm afraid. That was the story of the match, wasn't it, really? Right.
Absolutely. It's the
Yeah.
closest we come to playing any bit of football.
Yeah. Now we've got Man City as well, haven't we? And really, you know what?
Really.
If we give Arsenal the league title, if we beat Man City, just in case Man City would lose their next, I think we play Liverpool and then we play Man City, don't we, at home? Yeah, because we play them on the 15th. Yeah, so
We're not
that's
beating
really
them.
worried.
That
That's
hoodoo
really
we had
worried.
over them, that's over.
No, we'd have to play out of our skins to beat them, and I can't see it.
No, even that wouldn't be enough.
No, yeah, true. Like Destiny 5 saying, I agree, Coover, too much pressure on Son. If Levy don't spend this summer, it's over next season. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just doom and gloom, isn't it? Before it starts. I don't know what that means, but
I did think we could do it from building slowly and buying the young players in and developing them.
yeah.
But I now think there's so much work to do with that forward line. We've got to buy some big name players in. Otherwise,
Yeah.
next season, forget it. We're going nowhere.
Who would you like to see come in the forward line? Is there any particular
Kane.
players? Kane, yeah, I'd love him back.
You need somebody of that kind of quality at the moment.
Yeah.
There's players about Jimenez looks good from Feyenoord. No, was it Feyenoord or am I getting them confused? No, it's Feyenoord. He's
Yeah, Jimenez. Yes.
He looks like a decent centre forward. We need somebody like that with an eye for goal, got the strength to hold it up a bit, good in the air. He ticks a lot of boxes. He's no Harry Kane. That's because there isn't another Harry Kane.
No.
But we're going to need some. We're going to need some players with a bit of quality and a bit of flair, a bit of unpredictability. Eze would be great, wouldn't he?
Oh, I love him. He used to be at my husband's team, QPR, and I loved him from then. When he went to Palace, I thought, why didn't a bigger club snap him up? Because I know he wasn't even raw, because he was like, when I saw him at QPR, he was fabulous. And you can see he was far above championship level. And I think he scored 10 goals in one season from midfield. We haven't even got that. I think we have only got one player on double figures, and that's Sonny, isn't it? That's quite woeful.
Richarlison has.
I think Richarlison's got 10, just about, isn't it? But still, you need players, because I know Adrian said you need to score around about 88 goals to be competing, and we're nowhere near that, are we? So
we're miles off a team competing for the title. That's one of the things that worries me, as Ange says that's where he wants to be, what he wants to be doing next season. I don't see him saying that. I don't see how that fits in with what this club will do in the transfer window.
Yeah,
I really don't. I'm really worried about it.
It's like rinse and repeat, isn't it? But Tequila's saying, going to be fighting for the title. And bless him, yeah.
The two don't go together. He wants to do things. This club won't do it, though.
Yeah. David Clark, welcome from Leicester. I hope Leicester come up for your sake as well, because then you can support them instead of Spurs. Right. So he says, I hear Spurs fans coming out with Leicester City fans said that Maddison is a 65-minute man. Sorry, I think I know more Leicester City fans than these clans. 2 of my sons are season ticket holders. There you go. So you're in the know, David. I think even if we get 15 minutes of good Maddison football, it'd be decent. But we don't even see that nowadays. It's just disappointing all round. Through Lala saying our under-21s were 3-0 down, came back 4-3 to get through to the final. There you go. See, at least our youngsters and our girls are doing well. I mean, our girls have made it to the FA Cup final, so we've got something to look forward to. And Jesse, hello, Jesse, welcome.
Big up, Jess.
He talks big up. Smash the likes. That's right. Smash the likes, all right. Right. When you come in, just smash a like for me and Coover. Lee Richards saying Solanke would come to us. Don't think Tony would, and he costs too much anyway. We'd love Eze, but afraid can see him going to the top 4 club or Man United or going for a massive rebuild. Yeah, but I hope we can get him because he seems a little bit pally with us in the old executive suites when he was with Sonny. So I hope you never know. He might see us as a stepping stone if he's got more ambition after that. Because I remember Jamie Carrick, not Carrick came to us, didn't he, for one season from West Ham, and he really excelled. And then
Yeah,
Man United snaps him up just like that from our noses, just like they did with Berbatov, little skanks.
Yep.
Licking all our good players. We need them.
If we could have kept all those players in the team, what a team we
Yeah,
could have had.
what a team. Yeah, but Levy never does it. He always gets rid, doesn't he? And he's done it with Kane now.
To be fair, though, even Man United can't keep hold of Ronaldo if Real Madrid wanted him. So we're not the only ones that have to sell sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. You've got to bow down to the cream of the crop, haven't you?
That's the way it is, unfortunately.
Do you know what? I wish we were the cream of the crop. You know, we are cream of the crop. We're not cream of the crop. We're cream of the crock. So David Clark saying, so this is rubbish. They talk about Maddison up to the start of this season. Only Kane beat Maddison for total goal contributions in the Prem. Yes, he's lost his form, but he has more ability than others. I agree with that.
I agree with that as well.
There is a player. We've seen him. We've seen him, what he can do. I don't know whether it's his injury.
It's what I've stuck with saying. I would keep playing Maddison and Son even when they're out of form, because you need them to recover their form. We absolutely depend on them. I don't see how benching them would have done anything. It certainly didn't help today, did it?
No, true. And Destiny 5 saying Ferguson made a career out of being the money power bully of the league. Was that like Alex Ferguson you're talking about, I presume? Yeah, he was a bloody good manager. He never won anything in his first 3 seasons. Klopp didn't win anything to his 4th season. I think, did he win the League Cup and then beat us in the Champions League? I think that's the way it went. I think he won the League Cup and then the Champions League. But either way, they still took time. Arteta, he won a cup, in the first 6 months. But everybody said that he inherited Emery's, but he still had to do it. He still had to get his team over the line. So, you know, we always put down other clubs for winning trophies. And we're like the trophy dodgers, we're called, aren't we? Trophy dodgers.
I think, unfortunately for us, we should have had this kind of poor form at the start of the season and then develop that good form for going into the end of the season. That would have given a lot more sense of where we're going. Because it's gone the other way round, it's painful now, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Just can't wait for the summer, and even then, I'm dreading it being a sort of lackluster transfer window. If that happens, what's the point? Yeah,
you know what? It's going to be like that because it's been like that for the last 24 years that while Lenik have been in charge. So what they're going to change? I can't see anything. I know it's all doom and gloom when we say that, but I just can't see them. They might buy one big player and then the rest will be all pants. You watch.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm putting my head in shame, man. I'm so upset because I love our club. I'm from old school as well. I was saying on another podcast, right, that we've got to go back to our roots and let the manager manage. Don't interfere with him. Like when we had our most success is when the ball didn't interfere with the manager, or they didn't seem to interfere with the manager. I mean, Bill Nichols
and even the great Keith Birkinshaw had to oversee us getting relegated before he could bring us back up and turn us into a winning team.
Yeah,
I think we're just in that kind of position at the moment where I think a lot of this has to be dismantled before we can go forward.
Yeah. David Clark saying our under-21s were 0-3 down after 36 minutes, and in the second half our coach made changes and had 5 strikers on the pitch and scored goals after 90+1, 90+6 to win 4-3. That's fabulous. Well done to our youngsters, man. Big up our youngsters. You know, we had Mikey Moore on the bench tonight, which I was very happy. But I wanted to see him come on. Why put him on the bench? Give him a run. You know, give him a run. He's shown what he can do. He's only 16, but the boy is a fabulous player. and one to look forward. And it would get the fans excited. You see them all trickling out towards the end as if they're not seeing anything to get us back in the match. And they're all going home because they're fed up with it. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I agree.
4 years.
It's one of the things I definitely will blame Manch for is we never get a chance to see the youngsters at all, do we? Couple of minutes here and there, that's it. With performances like tonight, I'd rather we go down fighting with 5 or 6 of those academy players in the team, giving it everything.
Yeah, give them a whirl, you know.
Yeah.
That they deserve it as well. They've been at the club most of their lives, some of them. Even like Dane Scarlett, he was on the bench, and now he's not even on the bench, you know. And he's been with our club since he was 8 years old. So just give him a whirl, man. We've got nothing to lose. And then we've got Destiny 5 saying you can't compare men league versus boy league, David. Yeah, but the thing is, all right, maybe you can't. But let them have a chance, right? And if we make Europa League, let them have a chance again, you know, and then save the first team players for the league, so they're not travelling and then coming back. Because we've seen in the past when that happens, the league form drops down, doesn't it? Even West Ham when they were in the Conference League, right? Their league form went to pot. Not that they're brilliant in the league, but they were 16th or 17th in the league because of it. But they got a European trophy at the end of it. So it was worth it. All right, it's the 3rd tier, but it's still a trophy at the end of the day.
Exactly. I would have taken that.
Yeah, I would take it all day long. I mean, I watched Steve Perriman's podcast, Kufa. He said that a trophy lifts the club. It does.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He said about that first FA Cup win in the 80-81 season. He said that was the tough one to win because, you know, Spurs had gone a few years without winning anything and just come back from being relegated. But then he said that first one, as soon as you get that one over the line, it becomes easier. So sure enough, followed that up with another FA Cup in the next season, and then a couple of seasons later, UEFA Cup coming in. So you do need to get yourself off to a start somewhere, don't you? So take any silverware to start with, but then don't take your foot off the accelerator. Just keep pushing forward. We just never do that. Even when we do get a League Cup, it doesn't matter because we know half the team's going to be sold. You know, no more investment comes in if we look like we're going to secure top 4 again. That's all that matters, isn't it? The League Cups are just a little sideshow. Shouldn't be that way, but that's the way it is. With Destiny's comment, I'd say you can compare the men's league with the boys' league, but it depends what you're comparing, doesn't it? If you're comparing attitudes or determination and things like that, sort of mental attributes, you're probably good. Or even skill levels, but it's comparative to who they're playing against, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like, I watched Brennan Johnson and he plays like a boy. He's quite weak. When he goes up, he loses the ball quite often. And he's a bit of a powder puff player when he puts the ball across. Yeah. You know? And it does... I mean, I think I've only seen him play one good game against Aston Villa, and he wasn't brilliant in that match. Wasn't like starring and performing to that high level. I just thought he was average, really. He wasn't. You know what I don't like about Brennan Johnson? Right? He can take him there on, but when he comes to the tackle, he's so weak. You know, like he'll invariably lose the ball. Or when he puts it across, he doesn't look. I think, like you said, Porro's the only one really you could put the cross across, but he doesn't join the attack enough for me. I mean, he was up today. He was up in the attack today, but most times he doesn't join the attack enough. You know, and I think he's a decent player, Porro. I think defensively, maybe we should play him up that position and buy another right back. You know, or play Dragusin right back and push Porro up. Because I don't think Kulu's a winger, 100%. And today, he showed that he's a brilliant number 10.
I don't know which position Kulusevski is. I just don't see him good at anything in particular. He's kind of, there's a skill set there, but I don't know for doing what. I mean, it's somebody that can retain the ball and maybe dribble a little bit, but not really do anything at the end of it. What's that going to get you? I don't understand it.
I know. Like when he first came to the club, he looked quite impressive. He wasn't scared to take a man on, but then he sort of fell off. He got the injury, and I remember he came on against Brighton. I think he was against Leicester actually, and we won the game 6-2. But he's flattered to deceive, hasn't he, Kuve? He's another one who's a bit powder puff when he shoots.
Yeah.
Oh, he never finds the target. I think he scored 2 goals this season. I feel so angry with the team playing that, putting that performance in against Chelsea, one of our biggest rivals. You expect a little bit of fire in their bellies. When they huddled at the second half, you think, right, they're going to come out now and start playing, and nothing, fell flat again. Oh, Chris Peters is angry as well. If we got fifth, sixth at the end of the season, let some youngsters play the last game of the season to see what we had. I think even before then,
Yeah.
maybe even against Man City, because we want to lose the game anyway, so we don't want to give Arsenal the lead. Come on. I know I shouldn't say that, but if Arsenal win the league, it's going to make me feel sick. I'm sick enough with our players playing crap, let alone Arsenal winning the league. Then David Clark says the commentators on the wireless said Johnson was better than the other Spurs front players, so they disagree with your analysis.
Well, let them.
Yeah, let them disagree.
Doesn't mean they're right, though, does it?
I've got eyes, and they're not at the back of my head. I can see, right? And I saw Johnson lose the ball so many times and do so many bad crosses that didn't find their player. So, no, I disagree with them. I disagree with their analysis. So does Cooper. Drew Lala said,
I've seen Mark Lawrence and that act as a pundit, and he's awful. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's played at the highest level. So just because it's a famous name doesn't mean they're necessarily right.
Yeah,
right,
just listen to me and Cooper. We know what they're talking about. Look, Drula knows what she's talking about as well. Emerson Royal was dreadful. So if Nick's in the house, I apologise, but Drula's telling the truth.
You know what, Ellie? I felt a little bit sorry for Emerson tonight because having to play out of position and up against Cole Palmer and Madueke, I thought he was really going to struggle to deal with all of that. He did get turned around a few times.
He did.
What were we expecting? I wouldn't single him out for blame, certainly.
Yeah, like Ben Kaufman saying, Drew Lala, don't even blame him. He's not match fit, and he was out of position against pace. True, he had 2 players coming at him. I mean, Cole Palmer was quite quiet in the first half, I found. He wasn't really like the second half he picked up, especially when he hit that beautiful free kick, hit the inside of the bar, came down. And do you know what? Just our luck, he falls spot on Jackson's head. It was hard. It was hard what he did because he had to use all his neck muscles to get it in. Yeah, so kudos.
I think Cole Palmer was a little bit more understated than he has been in other games, but you saw what he did do was always classy. It was always on point.
Yeah.
And even when he kept it simple, he just knew how to keep things moving. We didn't even have that. It was it looked like it was just flat everywhere, wasn't it? There was just no sense of purpose or direction the whole game.
Yeah, very true. And the lovely Rob Belcher, he's just saying, oh, sorry, I got the wrong one up. There's Rob Belcher's one. Oh, is it Rob Belcher saying about Ben Kaufman. Ben Kaufman, it's fans like you that now gives a 71-year-old hope with your passion and commitment to the cause. I feel your pain, I really do. You see, Ben, he just wants the best for our club.
Yeah.
Everybody calls him an Eeyore and he's negative. He's not. He just wants the best for our club. He wants to see better players come in and we play with purpose and play with pride and play for the badge. We're Tottenham Hotspur, right? And we've fallen off the wagon in the last 24 years. Like I said, we have had some fabulous players, though, to watch, but we haven't got anything over the line. And it's such a shame that you see the team deteriorate towards the end of the season after such a promising start. like we were flying, and there was people on the terrace saying that we're going to win the league, and Kate talking them down, and there's no other people around the community really excited about what to expect for the season. And then we just imploded against Chelsea, didn't we? We just lost our heads. And from that game, it sort of defined the rest of our season in a way, because we just couldn't pick up. And then when we did pick up, we were just scraping wins, and we weren't playing particularly well. No one can hold their hands up and say we played really, really well, apart from Aston Villa and Newcastle. Those are the two games in my mind. What about you, Cooper? Is there any particular games apart from those games where you can say we played really well and deserved to win?
There's only patches, isn't there? Most games we only turn up for like 10 or 20 minutes. It is shocking. We think a little bit more sense of urgency in the second half, but no quality to go with it. Very little anyway.
Yeah, David Clark's calling out. The coaches and players say that there's a togetherness at our club, but that's not obvious on the pitch. I think it was obvious when they huddled, right? And they looked like they were going to get a little bit of fire in their belly, but it fell flat. So I'm just thinking, why are they huddling and all that purpose, and then they go and play like that? It just
they're probably talking about the fantastic menu they're going to get for tomorrow's lunch.
You know what I mean? Or they're comparing notes about where they're going to go on holiday.
Yeah. Who's going to get the biggest wage increase for doing nothing?
Yeah, like David Clark saying, but Højbjerg and Son backed off onto the goal line instead of going towards the goal scorer. That would have stopped them scoring. Yeah, that could have. Sonny was the nearer player, I would say.
Sonny certainly wasn't going to beat him in the air, that's for sure.
No, he just hasn't got that ability in the air. If it was Richarlison, yeah, you could give him his dues because he is good in the air. But apart from that,
I think for me it was just as simple as the fact that Jackson had read what were the bounce of the ball better than the other two had, so they just went past him. Because I mean, I've done it before playing. Yeah, the instant reaction is to go straight back to the goal line, try and protect your keeper a bit.
Yeah,
but I can't really blame them too much for what happened there. First goal certainly though, that was just bad defending.
Yeah, definitely. And Chris Peters, welcome to the chat, Chris. This is why Anne said he wants player to play for the club and not for the Champions League. Yeah. Do you know what? I want to make the Champions League, but because I always go on Bill Nicholson, it's always better to aim high. I like that quote. It's such a good quote. And even Kate's got it etched on her back as well, and it's such a brilliant quote. And he was full of brilliant quotes, that man, all throughout his career at Spurs. He was like Mr. Tottenham Hotspur. And I miss that. Even though I was young, Kuva, and I missed most of the 60s because I was only 8 by the end of the 60s. But I just feel we've lost our way in terms of what the manager wants. And you can see he was so frustrated on the touchline. He doesn't want to see that football. He wants to see the stuff that he was playing at Celtic, and for Australia when he won the Asia Cup. And he's got a very good pedigree. He hasn't come just from nowhere. He's come from the Australian League, but he's come to Celtic and he's won 5 out of 6 trophies. And everybody says, oh, well, that's easy because the only 2 teams are Celtic and Rangers. But you still got to get it over the line. When you're in that final, you still got to win. You can always lose. Look at Pochettino. I think he got us to 5 finals, lost them all. So it doesn't matter what league you are in. Obviously, there's a little bit of a difference between the Scottish and the Premier, right? But there's still it's really normally 2 teams that are competing. And it looks like it's going to be now for the running. It's going to be 2 teams because I think Liverpool have dropped off a bit. But either way, it's usually just 2 teams who are competing in the league. There's not more like 3, 4, 5 teams. So it's similar. And in the Spanish league, it's 2 teams. It's usually Real Madrid and Barcelona. In the German league, it's usually Bayern Munich and who's the second most successful club? maybe Dortmund in recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Destiny 5 saying Angie's a clown. He can't even do an interview without a nervous cough and getting aggressive. He's out of his depth. Well, we're going to soon find out, aren't we? Because the season's coming up next season when hopefully he gets the players that he wants. Let's see if he's out of his depth then.
I think it's harsh to call him a clown, but yeah, you could argue he's out of his depth at the moment. It is the Premiership. He's not been here before, so he's going to be on a learning curve as well. That's fair to say. So is it too much for him? I think by the Christmas end of this year, I think we'll have a pretty good idea where Ange stands at that point. He's either going to be under real pressure or out of a job, or things are starting to click.
Yeah. David Clark saying from the free kick, just defending the 18-yard box, but leaving their centre-back free on the edge of the box to score from a free header. That's not even Sunday morning defending. Ange needs to sort it. Yeah, do you know when we were defending corners, I thought we did particularly well because we put a man on Vicario and whoever was trying to put him off, they were pushing him away. So I think we improved in that area. But it's just we fell asleep at that free kick, and it should have been the bigger men towards the back. They're all in the middle.
I think the one to look for is a little piece I was seeing about Celtic. What happened at Celtic? First season under Ange had all these things said about set piece defending as well. 30% of the goals they conceded were from set pieces in the first season. It was shocking. We had all these comments, but in the second season, it suddenly went down to only 15% of goals conceded. So there's evidence there to suggest that it takes a season to sort it, but then his methods will get them there. So we've got to start seeing an improvement for next season. That's for sure. If we don't, and it's still the same calamitous defending, there's no excuse for him then, is there?
Yeah, true. Destiny 5 saying a lightweight boxing champion is not big enough for a heavyweight champion. And then he goes on to say, Ange is lightweight. He's getting it nuts tonight, isn't he, Ange? He's not escaping the criticism.
Results have been bad. You can't get away from that. That's true.
And even Tequila's questioning whether he's going to be here next year. I've seen that question pop up in quite a few podcasts. I think he will be here. I think they'll give him another year and then see how that year goes and then go from there. Because our board, they're notoriously, they go with what the fans are doing. And if the fans put enough pressure on this board, they will buckle and they will sack him. Even Ben said the other day he'll be gone by Christmas. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
It could be.
Yeah.
If Mourinho and Conte can get sacked, before you'd expect them to, so can Ange. And nobody's safe with this chairman.
Very true. And then we've got Marguerite Compadre, Hasper TV. That's our Harry. Same old mistakes, different day. Yeah. You can't say that's wrong. Right. And Drew Lala saying Madueke was one trying to intimidate Vicario. And he's our ex-academy boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
We had him for a long, long time. Yeah. He was quite impressive today. I liked what he did. He wasn't scared to take his player on. He was very aggressive with the way he was going forward.
Yeah, all the things I want to see from Brennan Johnson, but I don't see happening.
Yeah, true. And there was, I think it was last week or the week before, there was a penalty incident and he wanted to take it. And they wouldn't let him take it. They were giving it to Cole Palmer, right? And obviously, invariably, Cole Palmer scored. But there was like a handbags at dawn situation then. Did you see that, Cooper?
Yeah.
It was quite hilarious. They were all arguing who's going to take the penalty. Well said, Coover saw that too, yeah. In the hype, is that in the hype? That's a lovely name. In the hype, welcome to the chat. If you have players on 100k a week and they need to be taught how to defend set pieces, the problem is the signing policy. Yes, but you know what? They should take responsibility. They're all hiding behind each other.
I agree as well. Also, you think of chance in the game as well. There was one chance where Brennan Johnson got to have a shot with his right foot, missed it. And I heard somebody saying, "Oh, to be fair, that wasn't that wasn't as easy a chance as you think it might be." And I thought, for somebody being paid that amount of money, that should be pretty routine, hitting the target with those sorts of ones. Yeah. Same goes for Timo Werner, 170 grand a week, and he can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. It's embarrassing.
He just annoys me. He's got no goal prowess. He just hides behind the defender.
Absolute wage thieves, and a lot of this squad is. Same goes for a lot of players, just generally. Yeah.
I feel like screaming, "You're stealing a living, stealing a living. You're only stealing a living." But at the Arsenal game, right, when we came out in the second half, there was a guy next to me, and he was cracking up with everything I said. Obviously, I'm a funny lady sometimes, but I was going, "You got fire in your bellies," because I saw it. They had that fire in their belly in that second half, and they really gave it their all. And they got 2 goals back, and they just needed that third goal. And I think if we got that third goal soon after, I think we might have gotten on to win the game, because we had the momentum, and we played quite well.
Goals change matches, no doubt about it.
They do. And that disallowed goal, it was unfortunate, because who was it? I think it was Jula said that it touched their player, and then Van der Ven scored. So the interpretation of the law is getting bent, because if this their player and then it went to our player, you shouldn't be offside, I believe. But maybe I got that one wrong. But Jules Lala was pointing it out to me. Yeah.
I think it's at the point when the ball's played. If the player is offside, then it's an offside, and it doesn't matter then. It keeps changing all the time. I can't keep up with it. It used to be so simple.
Yeah. So Destiny 5 saying Poch will be at Spurs by January, I think.
No, I can't see it. Oh. That would be Daniel Levy admitting that he was wrong about a manager. That's not happening.
Oh no. Do you know what though? I can see some point in that, but I just don't think Levy will go there. I just think it might dent his ego a bit, because he's got a pretty large ego, right? So David Clark saying you can only get a good team performance if individuals perform, and that's not happening. Well, you need clicks in the team. I was saying this on my earlier podcast, right? You need relationships in the groups, like the midfield relationship, the attacking relationship. You've all got to work and communicate with one another, and you get that certain click. Like, when we had Dele and Ericsson, we had Hoddle and Perryman, and then you had Ozzy as well. You threw that into the fire as well, right? And then later on, we had Sheringham, Anderton, we had Ginola going down the wing and linking up with lots of different players. There's so many clicks, and it does work, because players who are on the same level, on the same wavelength, they got the vision, they can open up defences. Even when we played in the Champions League, Kuva, and that click between Dele and Mora, it just happened for that one match, but it was sensational. We won that match as well. I think we haven't got any players that really link up apart from Sonny and Madders tonight, and throughout the season they've been pretty good together. Their link-up play, especially when we played Arsenal away, and there was 2 fabulous goals. One where he just left Saka for dead, Maddison, and then crossed it.
It was a pretty good performance, that one.
Brilliant.
At their place,
I would put that second half performance as our best second half performance. But if we'd played good in the first half, I think that would have been our best performance. To go to the Emirates and get a draw like that, and we nearly won the game as well. So yeah. Anyway, I think we should move away from football now and get some questions in. What do you think, Kuva? Should we go that way? And
go on, then.
Yeah, listen, everybody in the chat, let's move away from football, because it's only depressing us, isn't it? Let's get some questions in for me and Kuva, mainly for Kuva though, because I want to find out about this man. He's a man of mystery in a lot of sense, but he does. When we have the Kuva the Kang, we really see the funny side of Kuva and Bobby. what great gentlemen they are. They give us hours and hours and hours and hours of entertainment, and we go to bed with a smile on our face. So let's see what we can.
Big up to Jess on JSY Talks Football as well, because they do a Saturday show there as well. Same sort of deal. Just get away from football. We'll have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah,
it's too depressing. Yeah.
What I'll do, I won't read any more football comments, but I want to get some questions in. Actually, I'll read one more from Meta Football because I like Chris. He's a bit of a he leaves some comments in, and like sometimes it might upset the apple cart, but he's actually talking the truth when he talks about the defending set pieces. He said like we do zonal marking, but it's a zonal mix marking and then mark making. It's in between, and he got a bit misunderstood. So I'm supporting you there, Chris. But he's saying without angering too many AMs, Ange needs to sort things out. However, player decisions are not on the manager. If Johnson didn't shoot, it wasn't Ange telling him not to, and so on. True. No, these players, Ange doesn't send them out to do that sort of thing. He wants them to express themselves and move the ball quickly and get it forward and have a pop. We're not having any pops at shot at the goal. We're just powder puff, and we're scared to shoot.
If you're being paid these insane amounts of money to be a professional footballer, you've got to take some responsibility, haven't you? You've got to show people, fans and manager alike, why you're there. A lot of ours don't. They want to pass the buck, and it goes up. It goes up in level of responsibilities. Then your captain, he's got to show that responsibility to the teammates, drag them up when they're not performing, get something out of the team, put in the extra mile. We weren't seeing any of that from so many of the players. Did you get that sense of captaincy from Sonny tonight? I didn't. Romero, I thought was going to step up again and do what he did against Arsenal, but he kind of got dragged further back all the time when Chelsea just kept coming at us. And the rest of them, I just didn't see anything really. Like I said, Vicario off the hook. I couldn't fault him for either goal. He was all right otherwise. Emerson Royale, I don't expect anything from anyway, so there's no point criticising him. He's going to get turned over. But some of the others, we saw it. Maddison come on and was really disappointing again, wasn't he? And same with Bentancur. Nice little touches at times, but the player we need was that the before his injury, when he was that barnstorming box to box type player. He was getting goals. He was brilliant on the ball. He was getting stuck in and everything. That's kind of out the window now. And I think we got that with too many players. Porro, I think Porro accepted as well tonight. I thought he was decent with what he did.
Yeah, true. I mean, look, maybe our players are not legends, but Jesse's calling you a legend there, Kuva. Kuva, you're a legend. Thank you for coming on yesterday. That show's fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, I love that show.
So entertaining. So entertaining. And
it's our sort of crowd, isn't it? But Leeds style.
Yeah, we've got Senor Garcia joined the chat. Eltel Cockerell, the man himself, trading places, sell. You know that film? I love that film.
Fantastic.
It's brilliant. I think it's with Eddie Murphy, isn't it? And
that's right.
What's the other guy's name? The main character.
Dan Aykroyd, isn't it?
Dan Aykroyd, that's it. Brilliant. What a film.
Both of who probably could have got into our team tonight.
Yeah, we could have done with Jimmy Greaves tonight, Rob Belcher. At least he would have had a pop, or he would have just run through the Chelsea defence and just tapped the ball in. Right, so please sub to justyoutube.com /JSY Talks Football. Now, I'll say that again, justyoutube.com /JSY Talks Football. All get over there and subscribe to Jessie. What a fabulous channel she's got. She's full of life, full of energy, entertaining, and she's got so much good content. And I would like to set up the ladies' football next year and get people like Jessie on, because she could talk men and girls football, you know. And there's other people, I don't know if you know, there's Lottie, the Arsenal fan on Nippon TV. She's fabulous as well. I've appeared with her and had a blast with her on Nippon's channel on The Sixth Sense. So big up to her as well. And Ben Kaufman's coming in. At least the Kaufmans will probably win tonight. True. And Coover is a leg.
Big up Destiny.
And then Destiny 5, Ellie needs her own channel. Yeah, I'll start one next season, because at the moment, you know, I'm doing this for Eltel Cockerell. He's probably finished from the elections by now, because he's 23-17, right? So he has to do his duty. Just sub to Jez. Well done, Drew Lala. Well done. Destiny with a love heart. And Jesse's saying, thanks, Drew Love. Well done. So what we want now, we want some questions. We want people to question us. You know, give us some questions. You know, find out a little bit about ourselves. You can
or are they just too angry still and want to talk?
Do you know what I mean? They just don't want to talk, do they? We need a few questions, guys and girls. But otherwise, we're going to carry on talking about Spurs' pants performance tonight. You don't want to do that.
Just anything. Questions about anything, as long as it's not politics or religion.
Anything. Like, what's your favourite film? Ask us what our favourite film is, or what our favourite anything is. You know, whatever. Just put your questions in, because we're waiting. Because this is supposed to be a mop-up show, but we've mopped up Spurs. We've washed our hands with them, and we've thrown them down the toilet.
Trouble is, everybody mops up Spurs at the moment.
Do you know what I mean? Right. So Destiny 5 saying, who voted with a pencil that's able to be rubbed out today? Right. And now Judah saying, I think I know you, Auntie Hell. She does know, but you don't know everything. Come on, Judah. Put in a nice question for Coover then. If you know about your auntie, put a nice question in for Coover. Come on, everybody. For the next 10 minutes, let's put some nice questions in so we can have some fun with it. And meanwhile, I think next season, right? This season, when this season ends, we're going to go on a tour, aren't we, to Australia? We're going to play one match. That's not quite a tour. And then we're going to go to South Korea. And we all know why we're going there.
Mm-hmm. The food.
Funny.
The street food.
Yeah. But
that's why I'd go.
Yeah, because you know, Hotspur hippie Paul.
Yeah.
Right. He's saving all these pennies up so that he can go over to Melbourne to watch them play.
I watched his live stream where he ordered his ticket live on there and he got it.
Yeah. That's so good. Right, so we've got some questions coming in. Best holiday destinations. Come on, Coover, tell us your best holiday destination that you've been on, or that you want to go on.
Northern Norway, because my mum was Norwegian. God rest her soul. But that's just a beautiful area. The more you can get away from civilization, the more I like the holiday. To be honest, get away. Yeah. I would ditch if I went again now. First thing I'll ditch is mobile phone. If I'm on holiday, I don't want to keep in touch with anybody. I just want to enjoy the moment. So get out anywhere in the wilderness, enjoy a bit of Mother Nature and just beauty of the world, rather than all this technology and people milling around everywhere. I'll get away from all big cities to start with. Yeah. Having said that, I loved it over in California. That's my second favorite holiday.
Where did you go? Napa Valley or somewhere like that?
I stayed in a place called Thousand Oaks, which is just outside of LA. Going in for LA with the nightlife was fantastic, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you know somebody there, which I do, because they were able to show me around and say, this place is a little bit dodgy, this one's a good one. You need that. Same as if you're going to Tottenham, isn't it? If you know one of the locals, they'll keep you out of trouble, because it's not always plain sailing in some of these places.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, right? The two places that I went for my 60th birthday, I went to Dublin, and I absolutely adore Dublin and the Irish people. They make us feel so welcome. We went to see some Irish dancing as well. It was really a very historic city, very nice. I met Dermot and Dave while I was over there. They came into Dublin. I went to see Phil play in his band in his pub. It was fantastic. And then I went to Nice, which is Laurie's country, the aristocratic Laurie's, from an aristocratic family. And Nice is very beautiful. The seaside where we went, I can't remember the name. I think it was called Castel, if I remember. And then we went up into the mountains to a wine region called St. Paul de Vence. And Gloria Hunniford, we saw her at the airport, and I'm sure she's from that area, the south of France. Yeah, but St. Paul de Vence, oh my God, Cuba, it was absolutely stunning up there. And the lady who had the vineyard, they would put the wine in the big wine casks, but they were glass casks, and they just leave it in the sun, makes the wine very sweet. Yeah, and they had loads of bottles all on the edge of the mountain. It's fabulous. And that St. Paul de Vence, it was beautiful, like cobbled stone walkways and oldie whirly trinket shops, really unique, And the French, they're very chic as well. Because I've been to Paris and they were chic there, but in St. Paul de France, they know how to dress. Really elegant people, right? The shops were lovely, and the whole area, looking down on the mountains, was absolutely fabulous. And the other place was in Kefalonia. Wow. They filmed Captain Corelli's mandolin there with their work. And
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you've got to see the film, but the actual island, it's unspoiled. Right. We actually went into the mountains away from everybody, which is unlike the Gakurati. The Gakuratos family, we like to be with people. And we were like secluded, 200 feet up high on this mountain. When we were going up it, Cooper, Angela was shitting herself. What's Bangela? She's just really shit herself because she was going, oh. Every time we turned the corner, we were like at the edge of the cliff. If you made the wrong turn, because they drive on the other side of the road as well, you'd be off the top of the cliff and down the mountain dead. So it was a very...
actually, yeah, I had the same thing when I went to Turgatrace in Turkey, sort of near Bodrum, down on the coast. The drive on the coach, the same thing. Some of those turns around the mountains, if you're at the front of the coach like I was, it overhangs the whole drop down there. And it's like, that takes a little something out of you, because I'm scared of heights. So that was terrifying. How did I guess, though, you were going to say it was Angela kicking off?
Oh no, she was panicking, right? And Sophie was in the front with Theo, and she's directing Theo the way to go. Right, and we're actually following someone on the way down up to the mountain, because they had to show us the quarters and the villa and everything, what we could do, what we couldn't do, right? And like we're 400 feet high. And then the next day when we woke up, we were attacked by wasps. And the killer wasp, the queen wasp, which is normally I'm the queen, she took over our table. She just landed on our table and just sat there for the whole afternoon. So none of us came out. We just stayed in the villa until all the wasps dispersed. And we phoned up and we didn't complain. We were just saying, how do we get rid of them? And they said, put these smoky things outside to put off this aroma and they won't come. And it worked to some extent, but they still did come, but not so many. But it was a really nice holiday. But Kefalonia is absolutely stunning. The scenery and the way it undulates and the greenery is really beautiful. We went to a place called Fiscado, which was really nice. And it was the only place on the island that didn't get affected by the earthquake in 1958. They had a massive earthquake and it destroyed 3/4 of the island. But Fiscado is not untouched for some reason. I didn't know why. But listen, we've got some more questions coming in. Right, let's have a look. Let's start from the beginning. So Nita's saying, let me get that up. Why isn't it clicking on? There we go. No, it's not coming up. Oh, right, it's saying hide current comment. That's why I had to get rid of that comment. So this one, no, not that one. Ben.
Oh, right. Okay.
Heat bench, West Ham, Jennifer Lopez, Salma Hayek, or Marilyn Monroe. There you go. That's one for you, Cuba.
I was going to say I'd like to hear your one version on that.
What?
What would you say if that was you?
I would keep Marilyn Monroe because she's the ultimate blonde bombshell. You can't beat her in my book, and all the history that goes with her, and all the like controversy in that. She's like a very interesting character, you know, and she was a very good actress as well, you know, when she came out the Cape for the President. That was fantastic as well. And then I'll probably Salma Hayek, I'll bench, and I'll send Jennifer Lopez because I always thought she's the least talented out of the three. She's sort of beautiful to look at, but talent-wise, in terms of her singing, dancing, yeah, she's a good dancer, right? But singing, not my cup of tea. But Salma Hayek, I like her as an actress. She's very feisty, beautiful as well. Yeah, so there you go. I'm putting Marilyn Monroe in my first team. How about you, Cuba?
Straight away, I'll just zoned in Salma Hayek all day long. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So that'll be my keeper. Jennifer Lopez on the bench because I'm just not a Marilyn Monroe fan. I can see why people will find her incredibly attractive, and obviously she's not exactly ugly, is she? But no, just didn't do it for me. Jennifer Lopez more my cup of tea, to be honest. But the other two are irrelevant compared to Salma. Salma's just all day long. Oh yeah,
she's so beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah, right. Amazing.
Right, I've got another question for you here, Cuba, from Julala. So, Cuba, how many curtains have you been through?
Tonight was not a curtain experienced sort of evening. No, it's more like pull them down or burn them sort of evening.
That's all right. And Destiny 5's asking, what does a typical day look like?
What then generally?
Yeah, just generally, I suppose.
That's a little bit too open-ended, isn't it?
Just get up, have breakfast, have lunch, and have dinner, then go to bed. And hopefully Spurs are not playing to disappoint us.
Yeah, right. Yeah. For me, it'll be get up, get the kids ready for school, see them off, collapse for a bit, try and catch up with sleep that I don't get in the night time because I'm always got insomnia. You and I alike, isn't it, Ellie?
Yeah, like we're up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're like texting people, and then we're getting the rebuff the next day. I called Mia at 6 o'clock in the morning, thinking that it was 9 o'clock in the morning. But even 9 o'clock, you don't phone anybody that time. But 6 o'clock, that's sacrilege. But she actually.
When did you message me? It was about 7:30 this morning as well. Yeah.
You know, but I get impatient and I'm thinking there's no one about because Angela goes to work, Theo goes to work, and I'm left all alone with the cats. I've got to speak to somebody because I'm a chatterbox. I need to talk. So Destiny 5 saying Portugal, Villa Moura wins for me. Yeah, Portugal is very nice. I haven't been there, but my brothers have been, and what I've seen, Sophie went with her fiance because they couldn't get over to Spain in lockdown, and her fiance's parents went to Portugal, and they all met there because there was, less restrictions in Portugal. You could go to certain places in the lockdown, so she enjoyed that. So what we got here? Oh, that's that one. Right, now the next question. Did you used to watch Blankety Blank?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, Blankety Blank.
Yeah, that's my childhood years. Yeah, watching, especially when it was Terry Wogan years, and you'd always wait for Kenny Everett to be on. That was the funny one because he'd always bend his little magic wand microphone. Yeah,
yeah. I like Kenny Everett when he used to put his leg across the upper leg, like absolutely fabulous. And I liked Dick Emery as well when he used
the Kenny Everett one. It's all in the best possible taste.
Yeah, all the best possible. And then there was Dick Emery who used to go, "Oh, you're awful, but I like you." That's That's what I did. I've done that with Kate and Mia one time about Hoibier. I put Hoibier's face on her. Oh, you are awful, but I like you. It cracks them up. Right now, Destiny's Fine saying, "How could I impress you in the first 3 months?" Right.
Doing what?
How could he impress us? What does he have to do to impress us?
Well, I need context there, don't I? Would it be for being managing Spurs or
being the best striker in the world and playing for Spurs? That would impress me. Scoring 50 goals and beating Holland at Man City and winning the league. Winning the league for Spurs, that would be fabulous. That'll do. That's that question over. Right, Ben Kaufman saying keep bench. Oh, we've done that one, haven't we? Yeah, we've done that one. Ellie has lived the best life, I think. Well, sometimes no. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I won't go there because it's too deep. Right, Destiny 5 saying girls just want to have fun. Very true. I have lots of fun each day. I've got 2 cats, 3 daughters, 1 husband who's debilitated because he's had a massive operation on his back. So, you know, what you've got given in life, you've got to go with, isn't it, Cooper? You know, sometimes, sometimes you get knocks in life and it makes you stronger. Like with me, my husband's had a massive fusion operation and it's debilitated him a lot in his life, but he doesn't let it define him. You know, he gets on, he goes out of work, comes back, and my life is pretty good. You know, I can't complain. And I had a lovely party with all the YouTubers that went to the Spurs Arsenal game, well, most of them anyway, congregated back at my house. Now that made my week and it's made my year actually, because it was an absolutely fabulous experience. And the singing was out of this world. And we were singing all the old songs. My brother was here as well. One of my brothers came. That was lovely. How about you, Cova? What makes you have fun?
I'm easily pleased, to be honest. Right now I'm in a good place. I've got a roof over my head, food on the table, internet connection, a lot of friends online. It's a nice, comfortable place to be in. A lot of people don't have any of that in the world. So I mean, be thankful for what you got. It's the little things for me. I'm quite happy just to have a nice cup of tea, a biscuit with it. You know, watch a little something online makes me giggle a bit. Bit of Sean Locke or someone like that. You know, going back when he's still alive.
Shame he passed away. He was so funny. He was quick-witted, wasn't he? Like very funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one who had cancer, isn't he? That Sean Locke. He passed away just recently. It's right.
He did. Real lossy. As you could see how much people
loved
him.
8 out of 10 cats.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, right. Fantastically funny.
Who would you say? I'll ask you a question now. Who would you say was your ultimate, the comedian that got all your juices going and made you laugh the most out of all the comedians in the world? Any era, Cooper?
The first one to really get me, Richard Pryor, the Black American comedian.
Yeah,
in a lot of good films as well. But he was unbelievably funny. Sorry.
See no evil, hear no evil.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Him with Gene Wilder, they did some really good films together. But Richard Pryor's stand-up, it was just unbelievably funny. He just made everything funny. Simple little things, walking along, the way he'd describe it suddenly became funny. Some people just have that knack for it. Billy Connolly's another one like that.
Yeah.
They can just repeat a sentence several times and it becomes funny. I don't know how they do that. I
know. I mean, for me, I would say my favourite ever comedian was Tommy Cooper because he was just stupid, silly humour. I love really silly humour because I'm silly myself, right? But he used to go, doctor, when I do that, it hurts. He goes, doctor said, don't do it then. Just silly when he's doing his magic going all wrong and then he gets it right.
and then just throw it over his head when it's gone wrong. Just ignore it, move on.
Just like that. So
Another
funny.
one, same sort of era. Les Dawson was also absolutely brilliant.
But he used to
Comedy,
play
piano routines, and everything. Yeah,
that's hilarious. Because
so I
he
loved
was
all
on
that.
Blankety Blank as well, wasn't he, Les Dawson? I think he was on Blankety Blank as well, wasn't he?
Oh
Les
yeah,
Dawson.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's brilliant. And at the modern era, I like Mickey Flanagan as well because he's proper
funny.
cockney, isn't he? And Mo Gilligan, the black comedian, he's lovely as well. I think he's funny. But Mickey Flanagan, I like it when he goes, "I went out. I'm going out." Then
That's gone so viral. Yeah.
It's funny. And
He's practically made his career on just that now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's just funny. But even
think modern lot.
McIntyre as well. He's pretty funny.
I'm never that keen on him.
He's
a Spurs fan, so he's got something going for him.
He walks along the street because he's quite a chubby bloke, isn't he? He's like going like that.
And he's a Spurs fan, so I can't hate him.
Yeah, he is. He's often seen down the Spurs, the poor sod.
Yeah, I think modern comedians, though, I really like my dark humour. So I like Frankie Boyle and I like Anthony Jeselnik as well. I think he's absolutely outstanding. But it's the humour's as dark as it gets. It's really offensive to a lot of people, but I love it. If you can make funny out of some of the most horrifying subjects there are, I think that's a good skill to have. Levity, basically.
Ricky Gervais is a bit like that, isn't he? He's quite controversial.
Yeah, I like him too. Yeah.
Yeah. I like when he presents the Oscars. He's so hilarious. He takes the piss out of everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And like when they flash into the audience, they're like stunned. They go, "What? What's he saying?" They don't get the British humour, do they? Right. True. So we've got a few more questions coming in. I've done that one. Big up, everyone. Let's talk and ball. That's our Colin. Yes, Colin. Welcome. You're up because they're 6 hours behind us, aren't they? Right. So Nita saying Michael Crawford, Betty. Oh, Betty. Yeah, that was a good show. Some mothers do have them. That's a brilliant show. And Crankin' Dark Rum all day.
Crankin' Dark Rum. Oh yeah, I know the stuff.
Yeah.
Or is that for the idea of a good day? Just drink rum all day. Yeah, I could go for that.
Godfrey Drummond saying white rum or dark rum. Oh,
dark rum for me.
Dark rum. I think it's more tasty. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. But coming from Tottenham, I had a lot of foreign people lived in our street, right? But it's predominantly either Spanish or Portuguese or Jamaican people, right? And the Jamaican people love their rum. The ones who live down my road, anyway. I'm not stereotyping or anything. But I used to walk down the road and there was one guy and he used to say to me, "Ellie, you had your rum today?" I said, no, I haven't had any. Because I liked a little. He knew that I liked a bit. Even like a teenager, I liked a bit of rum. But obviously I wasn't an alcoholic or anything like that. Well, I used to tell my mum that anyway. You have fun. I used to play football a lot, and my mum hated it. She didn't want me to play football, but my dad was quite proud of me playing football. But that's another story. I'll go there another day. Maybe when I start up my own channel. And then we've got welcome to Colin Blackshaw, who looks a bit like the Irish Hotspur and Philip. Phil Coy.
Oh yeah, I see that. I see that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying always like Larry Grayson, funny man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They did blankety blank for a while as well, didn't they?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And I quite like Des O'Connor when he used to do, I think it was called, the one where he tries to trick you when he's telling you questions. You mustn't say no or yes. I can't remember the name of the show. You mustn't say no to anything or yes to something.
I can't remember that one.
Yeah, I know what, I'll remember it in a minute. But
Des O'Connor was always up for a laugh anyway. He never minded people taking the mick out of him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he used to bring out his song, didn't it? Nobody wanted to listen to it. Yeah. So Destiny 5 saying I grew up in Edgware. Yeah, lovely. Edgware's quite a nice area, actually. Destiny 5 also saying, I now live in Leicester, but it pays the bill, so I'm happy. Yeah. They
There we
got,
go.
yeah. So, like, now we've come to the end of that. So I think we're going to call it a day, Kuva, because we're both getting tired. We need our beauty sleep as well, don't we? We need to catch up.
You speak for yourself.
You know what I mean? Look, come on. Right. But I think it's been a very good show, and you know, we need to go to bed, wake up, and smell the coffee, like Ben says, because at the end of the day, right, we didn't play well, and we just got to move past that, and hopefully we can do a Crystal Palace at Liverpool, because if Crystal Palace can go to Liverpool and win 1-0, so can we. Come on, Spurs. Bloody wake up and smell the coffee and get us a good result at Anfield. Make our season worthwhile. If we get a win against Liverpool and Arsenal don't win the league, that will make my season, right? And you have to thank God for small mercies, right? But beating Liverpool would be a big mercy, you know. I hope we can beat them. I can't see it, but I just hope we can. Do you know what? They're going to find their shooting boots.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. A lot of those games where they're not winning, they're still having about 28, 30 shots on at the goal anyway.
They're missing them all, aren't they? Right,
yeah.
Ben's saying, let's do a few more chats. Ellie says she needs sleep, but she stays up to make me baklava. I did, but only for you, Ben. You know what I mean? Because you're a lovely boy. What a great shop he's got down in that. It's actually in Woodford Green, not Loughton. It's in Woodford Green. And I recommend everybody to go to Ben's coffee shop. It's brilliant. Right. And then in the hype saying Billy Connolly got caught recording the banter merchants at the pub in the 60s on a dictaphone and got beat up for it. Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Poor Billy Connolly getting beat up. I bet he gave some though, because he looks like, you know, he can handle himself. And then in the hype saying, thanks for being a funny distraction from the footy. You know what? Sometimes when you lose, you just got to brush it under the carpet and get on. And then I always look forward to the next match, that it's going to be better. And invariably it's not. But we can look forward to next season, Kuva, and hopefully, you know, we can do something better. Even one cup, if we can win a cup, just to give us downtrodden Spurs fans for 24 years on one cup.
I've been saying it for a few weeks now. Don't worry about the rest of this season. What happens, happens. Don't even worry about that noisy lot down the road. If they end up winning the league title, so what? Hasn't changed anything for us, really, has it?
Changed our lives, but maybe at the top.
What matters is us winning something for the first time in ages. That's what matters.
Worry about ourselves, isn't it, Kuva? Yeah. So, Kuva, where can we find you next, darling?
Well, Bobby K is still recovering from his operation, so there was obviously no Kuva in the Kang tonight, and there will be at the weekend either, to be honest. But other than that, head over to Ben's coffee shop, and although he's not on tomorrow afternoon either, so we'll have to wait till next week.
What? Taking the day off, will you, Mr.
Otherwise, I will definitely recommend to anybody get over to JSY Talks Football.
Come on, Jesse.
The Leeds girls and the
Leeds United. Leeds.
And they do a Saturday night show that is just my cup of tea. Stupid quiz followed by even more stupidity, and it's like a drunken get together. I love it. I love it.
I'm going to join. Because I want to be one of those drunken, stupid gits. Right? And look at this. 3 Spurs boys, what Bobby sent over. He sent me 2. One massive one, which is extra large, which I'll wear in bed. And this one's pretty big as well. But isn't that lovely, everybody? 3 Spurs boys. Get over to them and subscribe. What a fantastic channel. They've got Kuva the Gang, and he's got his 2 young lads doing WeCap. And they're such great lads, but Kuva the Kang, oh my God, the best and funniest show on the whole planet. It's better than, I would put it up there with the two Ronnies. It's that good. And I love the two Ronnies.
No, I can't.
It's so bloody funny. Honestly, you give me the best laugh I've ever had in my whole life.
I think what it has going for it is we incorporate the humour around people we know from the community. So we try and bring everybody into it for a bit of a laugh.
It's like when you do, Bobby goes to me, what do you prefer, Theo or Hoybier? What do you prefer, Bangela or Hoybier? And you have to answer quickly. I'll just say Hoybier to everything. I'll get myself out of trouble then. Anyway, Coos, thank you very much for joining us. Join me at 11 o'clock tomorrow, where I haven't even invited a guest on yet, so I have to get cracking on that one.
I thought you were talking to me still, telling me to join you tomorrow at 11.
Yeah, you know what? If you're up, Kuva, I'll send you the link, all right? You can join me anytime.
I'll be up for 11, yeah, I'm sure I would.
You know what? I want to get you and Bobby on, because you're like a double act. So I'll send Bobby.
Absolutely.
I think Bobby's recovered more or less now, hasn't he? He has to come out and show his face again.
He was still struggling a bit yesterday, certainly.
Yeah, he's got the nosebleeds, isn't he, the poor sod?
Yeah.
I saw that picture with him with all the tissue up his nose. Poor thing.
Like I said, if he has to come on like that, I'll quite happy to come on wearing a sanitary towel over my face. Make him feel like he's included.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, thanks for everybody for joining us. It's been a blast. You asked some really wicked questions as well. Let's just go to sleep, forget about Spurs, wake up, have a nice whatever you're going to have for breakfast, and then move on with your day.
Slap up a bit of food and a nice drink with it, whether it's alcoholic or not. And tomorrow's another day. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, put your favourite film on.
There's nothing left in this season anyway. If we get a couple of good results, all's good.
Yeah.
If we don't, what were we expecting anyway?
True. Now, next season's another season. We know our long-suffering Spurs fans, but I'll leave you with a come on, you Spurs. Let's do it. Let's go to Anfield and beat the Liverpool. Over to you, Hoover. What is your last thought?
Oh, I'm going the opposite of that. I'm going to go with the turn off, you Spurs. It's just awful. If you can't handle the pain, if you can't handle the pain going with how the club's playing at the moment, then don't bother with it. Just treat it casually. Go and make yourself nice food, nice slap up meal, and nice drinks, and don't let Tottenham ruin your weekend. What I'm going to do is I'm much more interested right now in watching Leeds' promotion bid. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's so much better when you're watching a game where there's something that matters on the table.
Yeah.
So in a kind of sick way, I kind of want them to go in the playoffs just so there's something there. Jess won't like me saying that, but I think they're kind of resigned to that now.
And it'll carry on.
I think with it, playoffs, when there's that prize of promotion and you go through the playoff system, it is exciting. There's drama, and when there's something on it, it makes the game so much more enjoyable.
And they've got Daniel Falk as their manager, haven't they?
They have.
Oh, you have to pronounce that very precisely, otherwise you could get into trouble. I'll leave you on that note, everybody. Have a lovely evening. Get some nice shut-eye and forget about the Spurs. Good night.